Hello, this is your Niger brother. You see this Niger brother? Yes. Your Niger brother was arrested somewhere in Ukraine. Your Niger brother was fighting for the Russians. How did he get there? How does he find himself in a war that doesn't concern him? I mean, this is a war between Russians and Ukrainians. Why are you taking your black face over there for? I mean, look at your Niger brother. Look at the hair. It's all over the place. Why is the Niger brother in Ukraine being arrested? Well, he's very lucky he wasn't unalive. Unlike some of his friends, he was kept alive. And surely, why? Because they wanted to question him and also put him on video. Some people believe the reason why he's alive is because they wanted to show also that, we are humans out here. Okay, we're not just unalive people, even though they are our enemies. Okay, they came to fight us in our lands. But because he's black, we're going to keep him alive just to show you that we arrest some of these people out here in a war that they're not supposed to be involved in, and we don't unalive them. This is your Niger brother, a Nigerian man. He's not Kenyan, he's Nigerian. Okay, let's not get all over the board, because surely in this war, there isn't only Nigerians that are involved. There are some Cameroonians, there's one Ghanaian, I believe, that was arrested as well. Now, how did your Niger brother find himself in this situation? So the Niger brother, I'm not trying to translate to you on what we got here, very quickly. So basically, he was in Russia. Okay, the Nigerian brother was in Russia. Kechuku was in Russia doing supposedly studies. But later on, because of the cold and the lack of money, he got involved into selling powder. Okay. When South Africans say Nigerians sell powder in the country and they should leave, people get upset. They say they're xenophobic. That is xenophobia. Not all Nigerians sell powder. Now the question is, why do situations like this always occur, where you'll find a Nigerian selling the powder? Not a Ugandan, not an Angolan, not a Malawian. Okay, let's get back on track. So this Nigerian brother found himself stuck in Russia, where he started selling powder. After selling powder, sometimes he started making money. The problem with money is this one, okay, especially in a Nigerian situation, it's not about survival. When somebody trying to make money to survive, you just need enough money to buy bread and some cold drink and perhaps a fish or a piece of meat. Then maybe try again the next day. Well, when you make money and you want more and more and more, it's not about poverty anymore. It's about greed. Well, this Nigerian brother wanted to make money, lots of it. You live in Moscow, you left Lagos for a long time. When you want to come back to Lagos, you want everybody to feel that the chairperson is back, the chairman, chairperson, Oga, Igwe, Akborombolu, Ogbonosos, So the Nigerian brother was arrested eventually, selling powder. He was thrown in jail for 30 years. 30 years is a long time, okay? It's a long time. It's a lifetime. But then the war started in Ukraine, and many of the prisoners were given an option. You can fight for Russia, you're going to get your sentence reduced or completely annihilated, okay? You're going to get paid on top of that. If you come out alive, you may go back to your country, or if you want to decide to stay in Russia, then you can do so. While the Nigerian brother made a choice, he says, you know what, I'm not going to stay into this jail and rot forever. I still want to drive a big car and do the emperor, the valiant, the the emperor, the conqueror, the champion, the lion is here. You know what I mean? Jango, everybody likes that when you walk into the street and everybody calls you Oga, chairperson, big man. It rubs your ego the right way. So he wanted that. He says, let me go and sacrifice some of my time and fight for Russia. I'm not going to fight too hard, but, the bottom line is I'll get paid. Number two, I'll get freed if I get back alive. Now, let me not push too hard, not be too much in front, because I may get unalived. While the Nigerian brother went to war, and eventually he got stopped, okay, by the Ukrainians. Well, he was very lucky that the Ukrainians that stopped him were also Russians. Some of the Russians fight for Ukraine. They don't really like Russia very much. Yes, you find some of those. Those are the people that stopped him and arrested him. And they started questioning him.
Last name, first name, patronymic. Kaini Olaimilike Odessa. Call sign. Future. I'm from Nigeria.
Ah,
Uh, I was born in Nigeria,
and what passport do you have?
Russian.
A Russian passport?
Yes. After officially and finally joining the SMO.
To join the SMO? Why did you join the army?
Released soon.
Have you been to prison?
Yes, in prison.
And what? Released? How long have you been in the army?
5 months
5 months? Where is the family?
in Nigeria.
In Nigeria? Does your family know that you went to war?
Doesn't help. Didn't regret it. Did you regret going? Certainly. This is completely and utterly broken. Truly broken.
How many of your 200s are left alive from your squad, from your unit? How many died?
Well, 1 or 200. 4 of us went.
Yeah.
One is 200. The rest are 300.
One is 200, the rest are 300.
Yeah. I'm lucky to be alive.
You got lucky.
And what did you do before that?
Translator
Translator?
from English to Russian.
Who did you translate for?
For those who don't speak Russian in Russian. There are people from South America, Africans and Chinese.
Are there a lot of Chinese?
Back then, there were 5 or 6 of them there.
Africans?
Africans. 4 or perhaps even 5 anyway. Specifically, Nigeria, Ghana, and Cameroon.
Did you come here to study?
Yes.
Why Russia? Was there nowhere else to go?
It was an adventure.
An adventure? Let's give you an injection. This is an antibiotic so your wounds don't get infected. You're so sensitive today. Water? Here you go.
Thank you.
So as you can see, they're asking him questions like, where are you from? Okay, where are you from? And I also think that, you find this lady asking him questions. They probably put her there on purpose. It looks softer when it's a lady that's asking you questions. Where are you from? Why did you join the war? Why did you get into the Russian rank? What was did you want to come here? It's not, I didn't want to come here. I was arrested. I was just trying to find a way to get out. Okay, I was just trying to find a way to get out. That's why I'm here.
Скоро освобождение.
Ты в тюрьме сидел? И что? Освободили? Долго в армии находишься? Долго в армии находишься?
5 месяцев.
My question is this one. Number one, why do you go to some other people's countries and start selling drugs? Why do you do that? I don't understand. I mean, you could have this most vicious pressure and needs for winning, which we can understand. Develop an app like Zuckerberg or Bill Gates, be somebody. That's something we can understand and respect. But you go to other people's country because your country is not okay, but then you start selling drugs. If they shoot you, would you say they're wrong? Why'd you shoot me? I mean, why are you selling drugs? Can you sell drugs in Nigeria? No, you can't. You cannot do that in Nigeria. Now, you can't go to other people's country and expect them to treat you good for doing that. Well, this Nigerian brother, when he found himself in jail, he said he had a choice to either stay in jail and rot in jail and go fight against Ukraine and perhaps, get paid and get freed. Now they get a salary that's decent from the Russians. That's true. Number two, when you get arrested, do you think he really was telling the truth? Some people believe that the brother wasn't necessarily arrested from jail. The brother went to fight because he needed the money. But then he had prepared, saying, if I get arrested by the Ukrainians, I'm not going to say that I came to fight for Russia. I'm going to say I was a prisoner. They took me not by force, but they told me to go fight. If I fight, then I can free myself. And maybe the Ukrainians are most likely going to understand. I mean, it's very simple. Somebody comes to fight you and you trap them and you ask them a question. Why are you fighting me? He says, I'm fighting you because I love the Russians. Then the second option, why are you fighting me? I'm fighting you because I was in jail and there was no other way for me to get out and I was suffering and I just found the only way to get out is to join the fight. I didn't really want to come fight you. Which one will you spare? Tell me. between the one that came to fight you because he's supporting the Russians and the one that came to fight you hoping to get out of jail and oppression? Which one would you understand? Surely you'd understand the second one, because you feel like in the bottom of his heart, he's not really against you. He's just trying to find a way to get out of jail. And that's the goal. His purpose wasn't to unalive you or your children, as opposed to the first one who comes and joins Russia, maybe for the money, then gets arrested. You will try to finish that one, because if you free that one, he's probably going to come back. Well, if that's the case for the brother, then I think he made a very good choice to choose that rhetoric, saying that, well, I only came here because I was in jail. And either way, if he was really arrested, that's bad, because why do you go get arrested in other people's countries doing drugs? And I'm not saying other Africans don't get arrested, but you don't hear other Africans you got arrested because of drugs. I don't understand. Please explain that to us. I mean, there's no hate between us. We love each other. We brothers. We are brothers. I know. Don't get triggered. Can you explain to us why it's mostly Nigerians that get arrested in Dubai, in Saudi Arabia, in South Africa, in China? Like, how? Please, in Kenya, how is that? Just explain to us so we can understand. What is the motivator out there? Well, I'm very glad this brother was alive. I mean, he's still alive. I'm very happy for him and his family. I'm sure nobody want to see him unalived. And I hope he pulls a very, very good lesson from this. Number one, from not selling drugs in other people's country. Number two, don't get involved in other people's war. That's not your war, my brother. Maybe if you use that rhetoric and everything was a lie, then congratulations, you've got the jackpot, and I congratulate you, and I understand, and I completely understand. Because between saying I came to fight you and saying I only came here because I was kind of forced to, because I had no other way to get out of jail, certainly the second one is the one to go for. Let me know how you feel about this, fellas. It was a great pleasure. We love our Nigerian people, but we don't like you being accused every time of drug dealing. We don't like you being accused all the time of money laundering. We don't like you being accused all the time of marrying other people's daughters for papers. Marrying for papers. Okay, I marry you. I marry a Ugandan woman because I know Ugandans get visas to the UK easier than Nigerians. Therefore, I'll marry a Ugandan woman. Surely she thinks you're in love with her. But the reality is you're not. You just want to get the paper and leave. I mean, this is something South Africans complain about. The Nigerians go to South Africa. They like Hausa women. Look at it. Also, how pretty they are. Look at this one. This one is also Hausa. And this one. Yeah, they like them with big bums, big nyash. They call them nyash. Those big nyash. Well, those also women also like money. Most of them. Nigerians are also givers. They will give you money. The Nigerian will spend money on a woman. No doubt about that. Whether it is an investment because he's expecting you to lower your guard by him giving you a large amount of money, or whether it's just a nature, well, it works for them. Is this good? Question mark. Let me know how you feel about this. It was a great pleasure. God bless.